Smile.
Ah, tá muito
You
boa,
are
Fábio.
you are good in
Muito
telling
boa,
stories.
Obrigado.
I'm a good
Agora eu vou errar.
storyteller.
Agora melhor.
So you ready?
No.
Okay.
I haven't ate the first one.
Can you stop?
Oh,
Hey,
no, no,
shh, 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 shh. Come on. Serious. Camera.
Hello.
So for those of people who don't know, I used to work in West Africa.
Where?
West Africa. In Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso. If you look at the map of Africa, it's more or less like that. It's in the center of the West. A very poor country. And I was working in a charity. Many things happened, but this story is about... I had a French girlfriend. She worked for the one charity and I worked for another charity. And this particular day she was working and I wasn't working. I was at home, she was traveling. And normally we travel in 2 4-wheel drives, you know, 2 big trucks with guns, with guys with guns, because it's dangerous. Drivers, nurses, supplies, everything. Because her charity was to look after, you don't know this, look after women who had problems after pregnancy with fistula. You know what fistula is?
Not too sure.
Okay, I don't know what the word is in Portuguese, but it means that they become incontinent.
Ah, okay, yeah, I know what it is.
Or doubly incontinent. It's a big problem. And in Africa, what happens is, the tribe say, you're unclean, you're not good, we cast you out. So she worked for a charity who helped to rehabilitate these women through surgery and also through socialization. So she was going to a mission in the countryside. And this particular day, the budget was very low. So she decided to cut the budget and drive herself. Only have one truck. And she had with her an interpreter, because in Africa they have so many languages. And one guard and one nurse medic, you know. She's driving through the countryside and she had an accident in the car. The car went off the road and turned and landed on the roof. So the roof was the same level as the door. So they were very lucky that they survived. Except the interpreter had caught her foot in the crushed metal, you know, it damaged her foot. And there were some minor injuries, but this was the biggest one. So I'm sleeping in my bed. She calls me, you have to call an ambulance. Okay. Why? Don't worry, just call an ambulance, because I need an ambulance. So I went. It's not like, even in Brazil, you know, you have to go, in Africa, you have to go and meet the people, you have to have an interview, you have to negotiate the price, all the time the emergency is happening. So I found an ambulance and I'm driving maybe 300 kilometers into the countryside. And this other ambulance passed us. So perhaps what happened, somebody else called an ambulance. So when we arrived, it was just, the vehicle was crushed. It was really bad, it was really scary. We eventually arrived back in the hospital. And as we arrived in the hospital,
Vai comer isso?
all I can hear is like screaming.
Então, deixa aqui.
You know, really
Não,
loud.
não. Olha aqui pra mim.
And when I went to see her and the other people, the doctors, the African doctors were arguing and saying, we need to cut the foot. So her name's Estelle. Estelle said, no, it's impossible, it's my fault, we're going to go to another country, to a Swiss hospital,
Senta.
and they're going to get good treatment, you don't have to worry. So we negotiated with the ambulance driver to take us to Benin, which is another country. Not so far, it's like going maybe to Uruguay.
Okay.
And okay, so we're on the trip. All that's happening is screaming in the back of the ambulance. I'm sitting in the front because it's all women in the back, okay? And nurses and a doctor, and a whole collection of people. I'm sitting in the front. My driver is smoking marijuana, really stoned. Listen to reggae music, you know? We're driving. We stopped, we had food, and then we continued. We continued to the border. One thing that's really important here is I'm British. All these people They're with me, either French or from Belgium. And so if they're from these countries, they can cross the border. It's like your American, South American thing. But I need a visa. Because we have to go, I didn't get a visa. I'm saying to the guy, the driver, I'm saying, I don't have a visa. He said, it's not a problem. I'm thinking maybe we're going to pay the guy, you know?
Gonna bribe.
Yeah, that's normal. We get to the border, he's smoking. If I had a video, it would be so good. It's like big joints in his mouth, you know? Driving
Like Popeye.
stoned out of his head. Okay? And he said, oh, it's okay. So we got to the barrier, and he just drove through. And they're firing at us. Not at us, but at the vehicle. Pretty scary. I'm in the underneath the seat, you know, hiding. He's like, English! But you know, you have this distance between this border and the next border, no man's land. And I'm thinking, you know, my brain's kicked in. I think, So we got through one border, but we're going into Benin now. And they're going to tell them, so they're going to fire at us, you know? I'm speaking to him in French, and he's saying, no, English, no problem, no, it's no problem, it's Africa, no problem, like this, okay? We got to the border, they're standing with the guns pointing at us, straight through, and they're firing at the ambulance. Luckily, we don't get any bullets.
Okay.
That's
But it was like a movie, like you see in movies, you know? It's like, I'm living this and I'm alive.
Yeah.
So we arrive eventually at the hospital.
Que tu fez com a tua água?
And it's a Swiss hospital run, fun enough, by a monk. He's a monk. And he runs this hospital, he's from Swiss, he's a surgeon. And she hoped that he would be able to save the foot. But they cut the foot off.
They also cut the...
Yeah, because he said, if we don't cut the foot, she's going to die. And I had to help him.
Okay.
I'm in the operation. I saw him cutting with a sword. And then zzz. It's very... I can see this image all my life.
But you have all that trouble and he...
Yep, exactly.
What? That's a story. That's a story that should be told to the world. You're going to write a book. Tell the story. Passou?
Should it stop?
It's finished now.
Okay.
But the only part